Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a really handsome looking car, Lexus RX 400 Hybrid, and this is the executive limited edition version. This car's covered just 73,500 miles, finished in silver with oaken beige interior, which looks stunning in the car, and these lovely side steps which really set it off. 2009 car, and it's been kept very nicely indeed. Front of the car is really clean and tidy, just the odd light mark which obviously over the years has been touched in, but you know, we're talking one or two minuscule ones. The bonnet itself, hard to see a mark on there anywhere at all. It's wonderfully clean. Near side of the vehicle, bumper corner, really smooth in the panels, very smart indeed. The panel work is very good. I mean, as I say, it is a 11-year-old car. There is going to be, or there are going to be, a few really minor marks on the car, but they are very minor indeed, because it is wonderfully clean for the age and mileage of the vehicle. The only obvious is it's got a little indentation there which has been touched in, but I'm nitpicking. It's the size of your little finger. Come around the back of the car into the offside. Unfortunately, the sun's decided it wants to come out and play, which is not good for doing videos, unfortunately. But again, panel works really nice. So externally, so it is a particularly handsome looking car, and it's in lovely condition. Coming to the back of the car now, big boots on the car. They are beautifully finished as well. You get these little cubby holes down here. Just press a button there, going on either side, and you can put the tonneau covers in there because they're recessed here just to shape those. Then let's again on the other side here, they just pop up. It's all very nicely done. And under this further section, you've got all the original tools and equipment that came with the vehicle. Again, beautifully presented as you expect by Lexus. It's coming inside the car now, and it is in absolutely beautiful condition. Unfortunately, with the sun out, it really doesn't help, but trust me, the video is not going to do justice to how nice this is inside. Leatherwork is absolutely beautiful. Come to the front door card, and full set of obviously Lexus mats all the way through on the car. My front passenger seat here, see with all this electrical adjustments. Absolutely beautiful condition. So finally come into the driver's section. Again, all very clean and tidy. Driver's seat, the one that takes all the wear, exhibits virtually nothing of any note on there at all, so I do apologise for my shadow there. So a couple of minutes ago it was perfect, but there we are. The sun. It's nice to see it this time of year in all honesty, so I can't complain. So inside the car now, actually just parked in the shade because it's just too glary unfortunately. Dashboard just looks pretty much as new. It's in incredible condition. Sat nav, as you can see there, if I just pull the blind across a second, see it more clearly, and then pop the car into reverse, and you got that lovely clear gridded parking camera working exactly as it should. If you come down here, Mark Levinson stereo, absolutely wonderful sound reproduction, but it has been kept absolutely beautifully. And then back up into the dashboard binnacle, 73,578 miles. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's running. Steering wheel pretty much looks and feels as close to new in hand as it's possible, but so it's been kept simply sensationally. Very rare to see an interior of a Lexus like this on this age of mileage, just because they are quite often heavily used for family use, so it's nice to see one like this. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key all here and present with the car. Alright then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Lexus RX 400, and it's the executive limited edition model. Particular car's registered SD09VLU, and mileage is currently 73,565 miles. The reason for doing the videos is very simple. We basically want anyone that's looking at the cars we're selling actually to see them in operation. We know to our cost just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look perfectly good in the description and in the photographs provided, only to get there to find out it's got a fundamental issue which you clearly should have been told about before setting off. So that's why we do it. Bit of a busman's holiday for this video, this one, because I have exactly the same car, same model, the Executive Limited Edition, same age, just different colour. And I bought it about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'd started doing a video as I'm doing now in it, and halfway through doing the video I thought, actually, I love this. I've had a few before and bought the car. So, and that's not made up, that's completely true, but there we are. Coming to the car itself, it's been beautifully looked after, and I have to say it drives just superbly. It feels completely tight in every single way. Engine starts, or hybrid system starts, you turn the key, quite often it starts in kind of silent mode. It says ready on the dashboard, you know it's started, there's no rev counter as such, and you pull away, and from that moment on, if you've not driven one of these before, you'll be amazed, because I use the word in the advert, and I think rightly so, because seamless is exactly how the car feels to drive. The interaction between the hybrid system, engine, sometimes it's using the engine, sometimes it's not, sometimes it combines a couple of things together. It's almost imperceptible in the way it operates. Absolutely amazing. When it's combined with the gearbox, this uses what they call a CVT, constantly variable transmission gearbox, which they've used for years in these, bulletproof things, by the way. It means when you put your foot down now, you get that lovely rumble from the bellow from the V6, very quiet, but there's no gear change. It just kind of catches up with itself. It is astonishingly smooth. For a car that's 11 years old, it's still so technically, in lots of ways, ahead of cars being produced today. It is an amazing powertrain that they put into these vehicles. And what I love about it is its main competition will obviously be, because at the time no one else was doing it, would be the big turbo diesels, big sort of 3 litre M classes, X5s, Q7s, that kind of thing. And I've actually had and owned all of those at various times. And for me, what stands out with the Lexus over and above those is first and foremost real world economy. I do the same trip, and I've done in all of them up to the northeast of England where some of my family are, and the Lexus gave me the best fuel economy of all of them. I actually exceeded 30 miles per gallon. They were all pretty much around about the mid-20s, and it's the same drive. But the other thing is it's so much nicer on your ear, this engine, than listening to a big sort of rumbly diesel, and massively more reliable than all of those, because they all had issues. These are wonderfully engineered machines. There are no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter, and temperature gauge running at just under a half, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these vehicles. Steering on the car is really nice, because it's not a sports car. If you want something more athletic, you would probably buy an X5, but they're just nowhere near as comfortable. But it is a lovely fluid power steering system. It feels really nicely weighted. It makes the car feel lovely and secure on the road. Tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. It really just suits the character of the car, because you're not going to sort of hustle. You can go at decent lick with them, and they respond very nicely. But it isn't that type of car to kind of just effortlessly get from A to B. And the chassis gives you that as well, because it's just wonderfully compliant and damped, very smooth. You just can't fail but be comfortable in it. It's just serene is it is pretty much it. That's how it feels when you drive the car. It just sort of wafts you along. It's as I would have imagined as a kid, a Rolls Royce would drive. It's just this wonderfully quiet, smooth ride. There's also no noises emanating from underneath the vehicle when you hit bumps, so it's muted when it does. but there's no sort of knockings or clatterings coming from underneath. Brakes on the car, just going to give them another shove because I know they're good, but really powerful brakes on the car. It pulls the car up nice and straight, but also there's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all. Inside the vehicle, this is where it differs to mine slightly, because this has got the two-tone lighter interior, and I actually prefer it, dare I say it, to my one. Mine's the black interior. I just think, especially on days like today, sort of murky, horrible, nothing sort of days, it just adds a brightness and lightness to the interior, whereas mine would feel much darker and more sombre by comparison. Also, the advantage in the summer or hot days, you don't get red hot seats in the car. Lovely dashboard, really well equipped, but doesn't phase. It's a very, very simple dashboard to get in and master within a day or two's driving. By the way, that's the auto lights clicking on and off, so it's sensing, it's darkening them and all that kind of stuff. So there's nothing wrong with it. Sat nav, as you can see, they're working absolutely perfectly. Nice big screen, very legible. Slightly antiquated by modern standards, obviously, but all working exactly as it should. You've got various displays on there. You can go into different screens. You've got your fuel consumption one there. You can see what the hybrid system's doing. I love that screen. I tend to have it on quite a lot of the time as well. It's very, very clever, but all working exactly as it should. You've got the Mark Levinson stereo in this model, and that's absolutely superb. If you like music and you like to hear those little sort of noises and really good bass, it is a wonderful, wonderful system for listening to good music on. Heated seats working absolutely perfectly. You've got dual zone climate control systems, so you have different temperatures side to side, and it pumps out lovely cold air. I checked that earlier, and a nice warm workshop. Dashboard in front is just nice, simple and easy, and really nicely presented. You've got a kind of an energy. It tells you how many kilowatts. It's, if you can sort of fathom out what that means. And then speedo, and then your temperature and fuel gauges in the normal way. So it just is a normal car to drive, and it is, as Lexus now proudly say, it's self-charging hybrid. There's no plug-in, there's no recharging. It will never run out. The only thing it will ever run out of is fuel if you don't put it in. But it is a car you could just drive as any normal car, but it isn't a normal car. It is a very high quality, probably the finest quality car of its vintage, by quite a long way actually. As I say in all the videos, the point of it is just to show any issues that might sort of show up whilst you'd be driving the car, because this is the same road test route as anyone would go on for that very reason. There's nothing at all. It drives absolutely perfectly. As always though, if you've got any questions about the vehicle, don't hesitate, do give us a call.